The train journey took me through the beautiful medieval city of Ely, with its cathedral, the ship of the fens, gracing the skyline. Once off the train and in Cambridge, it's time to start the sightseeing walk. There's so much to see. On the map, bottom right, the red indicator shows the current location in the city centre. Walk up Station Road heading northwesterly until you locate Trumpington Street. On the right-hand side of Trumpington Street, you'll find Fitzwilliam Street. This ordinary-looking street once had a very famous resident at number 22. At the end of the street you'll find the Fitzwilliam Museum on Trumpington Street, which houses Egyptian, Roman and Greek antiquities and is free to enter. Slightly further north, along Trumpington Street, turn left into Silver Street, and from Silver Street Bridge, you'll have a fine view of the Mathematical Bridge. This wasn't built without using nuts and bolts as some believe. The original bridge was designed by William Etheridge in 1749. This reconstruction was built in 1902. You can spend an hour or so, gracefully, punting up the River Cam, but it's not so easy. You can of course pay extra for a chauffeur, who can tell you some stories of the city, while you sit back and enjoy the experience. From the opposite side of the bridge, Scuddamore's Mill Lane punting station is visible, alongside Coe Fen and First Island. Continue along Silver Street, and you'll come to a small area of parkland with a pathway on the right-hand side. You're now walking along the Backs. This picturesque area on the east side of Queen's Road gets its name because it's where several of the colleges back onto the River Cam. The first gateway you'll come to is King's College. Entrance is only permitted if you have purchased a ticket in advance. Walking along the Backs gives lovely views of King's College Chapel. Completed in 1515, the chapel has the world's largest fan-vaulted ceiling. Next door is the Gibbs Building. The River Cam, which runs parallel to the pathway, stops people from entering the college grounds other than using the gateways, which enables the students the peace needed during their study. During the build-up to exam time, the grounds around the colleges are completely closed to the public. Please check online before visiting, plus buying tickets when available is best done online. The second gateway is that of Clare College. Bridges cross the river, linking the gates to the colleges. Turn right and continue along Garrett Hostel Lane. Here you are rewarded with a delightful view of Trinity College. With Trinity Bridge in the foreground and New Court behind. From the Garrett Hostel Bridge, Trinity Hall and Clare College, with Clare Bridge in the distance. And in the opposite direction, Trinity Bridge. Just beyond this bridge, the Bridge of Sighs, but unfortunately out of view. The Bridge of Sighs is, I believe, only accessible when you've purchased a ticket for a visit to the correct college. Still following Garrett Hostel Lane round onto Trinity Lane, and with Trinity College buildings on either side, we are heading towards Trinity Street. Turn right into Trinity Street. Here we see King's College Chapel once again. This street is called King's Parade, and it's one of the most popular areas for tourism in the city. With various King's College buildings on the right, and shops and cafes on the left, it's getting set for a busy summer ahead. Bicycles around the city are famously intertwined with the student life. It's cheap and planet-friendly and can be great photographic opportunities. Cambridge has an amazing selection of shops, cafes, whatever you need or just fancy. I'm sure you'll find it in the city, as well as many museums and places of historical interest. There's always plenty to see and do, even, like today, when the weather isn't on your side. On the corner of King's Parade and Bennett Street you'll see the Corpus Clock. The Corpus Clock, or the Grasshopper Clock, is a rippling 24-carat gold-plated stainless steel disc 1.5 meters in diameter, but has no hands or numerals. It displays the time by opening individual slits in the clock using blue LEDs. The beast or chronophage, which means time eater, moves its mouth, appearing to eat up the seconds. It was conceived and funded by John C. Taylor, an old member of the Corpus Christi College, and was officially unveiled to the public on the 19th of September 2008 by the Cambridge physicist Stephen Hawking. It is affectionately known by students as Rosalind or Hopsy. Heading along Bonnage Street and turning left into Pease Hill. In the Guildhall on the right-hand side of Pease Hill is the Tourist Information Centre. Let's have a quick look at the market. Cambridge has had a market since the Middle Ages. It has a wide range of goods, including street food, books, vinyl, CDs and DVDs, clothes, jewellery, fruit and vegetables, plus much more. Cambridge Market has something for everyone and is definitely worth a visit. Heading north into Rose Crescent. Rose Crescent is named after the Rose Inn, where writer Samuel Pepys stayed during the mid-1600s. Rose Crescent, which connects Market and Trinity Street, has a fine collection of shops. If you look up, you'll notice pretty rose crescents on the shop signs. At the end of Rose Crescent on the corner with Trinity Street is the Department of Magical Gifts. This independent Harry Potter shop sells official Harry Potter merchandise and other fantasy items. It's a tourist attraction in its own way. Once back on Trinity Street, turn right and head northwards. Along this section of Trinity Street, there are many more shops, including fashion, food and gifts. This tree was grafted from the actual tree that led Isaac Newton to ponder the theory of gravity. It was planted in 1954. Newton stayed in the Porter's Lodge, see here, behind the tree, during his time at Trinity in Cambridge. The actual tree was at Newton's childhood home in Woolsthorpe Manor in Lincolnshire, which is now cared for by the National Trust. Trinity College was founded by King Henry VIII in 1546. It is the largest of the colleges. Here is the Great Gate. Trinity Street now becomes St. John Street. Continue heading north until you get to the junction with Bridge Street and Sydney Street. On the corner of Sydney Street is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. This is also known as the Round Church and is one of only 4 round churches existing in England. Turn left and head along Bridge Street. Bridge Street is one of the oldest streets in Cambridge and once continued over the Great Bridge, which we will see shortly. Although their Great Bridge is now on Magdalen Street. The original name of Cambridge was once Grantabridge, which meant bridge over the River Granta. As the name changed to Cambridge, so too did the name of the river, which became known as the Cam. Here we can see the Great Bridge in all its glory, although it's known today as the Magdalen Bridge. There's been a bridge across this section of the river since approximately the late 700s AD, and at this time bridges were very rare. We'll now head over the Great Bridge onto Magdalen Street for the final part of today's walk. I calculated that this walk from the train station is approximately just under 4 miles. This cream-coloured building on the junction between Magdalen Street and Castle Street is the Museum of Cambridge, which has told the stories of ordinary people since 1936. As the street name states, our final destination is the Castle Mound. The mound was the motte of William the Conqueror's wooden castle and site of Edward I's stone castle in the late 13th century. Remains of the massive gatehouse were demolished in 1842. Stones from the castle having been used in the 15th and 16th centuries for college buildings. Now for the final part of today's walk. Let's walk up to the top of the mound and take a last look over Cambridge, the university city. I'd like to thank you for watching this video of my visit to Cambridge today.